Good morning. It's March the 30th, 2017. Time to kick off the day with our usual disclaimer. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations and lack an actual performance record. Simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors such as a lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they are designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Okay, looking at the notes. Now, we've just completed the 2 through 7 year auctions, and without news or big movement in the E-mini, that usually brings us a trading range day. All the cash demand for 2 to 7 year paper has been satisfied. The dealers have to balance their books today. They have to make sure that everybody took what they said they were taking and adjust their futures positions accordingly. And that usually takes the dealers out of today's trading. The news today is very, very limited, so the direction of the ES, which is pointed lower right now, is probably the determining factor. We have final GDP plus 2% for fourth quarter, deflator plus 2%. Old news should have no impact. Jobless claims at 247. I don't think anybody pays attention to that number anymore. Corporate profits plus 4.3. Usually, it's an important number, usually has no impact on the markets. And natural gas inventory is a draw of 37 BCF. So I guess if there is a news focus today, it's jobless claims or some Fed governor saying something, and there is one that has a scheduled speech today. Yesterday, a Fed governor said 4 interest rates increases for 2017 as opposed to 3 is what he believes should happen. So another hawkish statement by a Fed governor. Okay, we got a P in the overnight. The E-mini looks like it's going to sell. 23.27 sell 1. 31 to 03 sell 2. 17 to 13 buy 1. 5 to 9 buy 2. Based on what's going on in the E-mini, my inclination is to be long first this morning. See if we can get through that 24-28 area. If we can't, we can go to the short side. I hope we have more volatility to work with today than we've had the last couple of days. We'll look at the 10-minute charts throughout the day to see if we can't get some help from that. 16 to 20, number 1. 23.27, sell 1. 31.03, sell 2. On the support side, the buck to 04, number 1. 25.29 buy 1. And 13 to 17 buy 2. All down to where the E-mini can take out that 23.50. If it can't take out 23.50, then it can trade up. Gold was quiet, was unchanged from yesterday's close. Our 54.56 is where the market is right now. So 54.56, sell 1. 59.61, sell 2. On the buy side, 51.49, buy 1. And I sure hope we have more to work with today than we did yesterday, but what happens when you have these really, really dead days, one big order can really skew the market. Just guy comes in and bludgeons the market, and hopefully he brings more people in with him so he can be profitable. But these big guys get tired, and in very, very quiet periods they can come in and really, really move the markets, and maybe we'll get some of that today. Okay, lots of articles out on the impending unraveling of the EU and its ramifications. Greece is back in the news in another default state come May of this year, perhaps in May. Brexit took all the news yesterday. The articles being written aren't very optimistic about the future of the EU. Now, there's a natural split in the EU. There are the southern countries and the northern countries, and you might end up with some two-tier deal like that, but there's a lot of people with vested interest in keeping this thing going, and it will not go quietly into the night. Okay, we did get stops. We had a 70-75 buy last night. We're going to play for 107.50 by 1 this morning, quarter by 2. On the sell side, 90 to the buck, sell 1, and then 15 to 25, sell 2. Had a double distribution down. We had a new round of selling in London, but the bottom's not falling out of the market, so we'll see if we can come back a little lower and buy against 107.50, a market number. Crude oil was off a little bit last night. Again, pretty quiet trading in crude. Closed above 49.50 late. So 49.75 to 50. First sell zone. There'll be profit taking at 50. We can get it up there, then 50.23, 50.50. On the buy side, 49, 49 and a quarter by 1. We have a B, so stops below 49, stops above 50. That's what it looks like right now. Then 48.50, 48.75 for buy 2. Not a lot of interest in trading crude oil, as you can see in the overnight markets. And usually we have some pretty good range in the overnight markets, but or we can, but things are really quiet in the oil markets. Okay, best support's at 48.50. Best resistance is at 50. And looking at the E-mini, E-mini is certainly pointed lower, stops below 49. Had our breakout from 44, so buying against that 45 area, I think, is probably the best place to get long. The issue is the battle's going to be fought at 50. We can't take out 50. This market can trade higher. Over the top, we've got resistance at 62 to 68. That's where the spill came from on the 14th. And we did get up and we did touch 62 in the overnight market. Globex right there in that first rotation up. Pretty clean break in the market here at 56.50, 59. So first sells 56.59, then 64.66. On the buy side, 49.51. It is support. Don't really like that trade. I think we're going to try to trade lower. Don't mind the trade getting long against 45. So 44.46 would be buy 2. 2% for final GDP. 2% for final deflator. Jobless claims 247. I guess that's the news focus. They won't pay any attention to GDP unless it's way out of line. Corporate profits is an important number, plus 4.3. And natural gas, minus 37B. Essentially, we don't have any news this morning. Okay, it's going to take a bit to get everything up and published. I'm going to get busy on that. I'll be back with you as soon as possible.